I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have 4 pages of notes, so I have a lot to go over. My name is Jenn McNeil. I am one of Megan Eggleston's first coaches that I started with her a while back. I've been coaching for over a year now, and I hit Diamond about 8 months after I signed up. Right now, I'm a 1-star qualifying Diamond, thanks to my awesome friend, Kristen Ray, and really the support of my team and Megan and the team that she's put together is really unbelievable. We are so fortunate and blessed to be on her team. She has so many systems set up. Much of what I say has come from her. I may have tweaked a few things, but it's all stuff that she's done at one point or another. So we have these beautiful systems set up, and the support and resources are endless. So really, we're so spoiled. Also, I wanted to make mention a lot of what I will talk about came from time spent with my success partner, Stephanie Marsilio, and being able to just team up and, shoot ideas back and forth and figuring out what works, and just really the confidence that comes from a success partner is so important. And I've mentioned that before on other calls, and it's in the new coach training, the importance of it. So really, I just wanted to give her a shout out too. So something I'm going to be talking about today is cleaning up your clean eating groups. And I'm going to kind of go back to the basics. I know our team has grown so fast. And even like on my own little team that I have, I sometimes forget that, not everybody has heard some of these calls that we had from the very beginning. So I really want to back up and kind of go over from the start what we do and how we make these groups effective. To me, these groups are like my gold mine. Without them, I would not have success club points. I would probably be scraping by every month. I view them as like my time to shine as a coach. So really, even though they're hard and they are time consuming, if you stick with it, it's worth the effort. It really is. For me, they provide like an easy forum to invite to larger groups. I am not one to splatter Beachbody on my Facebook page. If you go look at my personal page and even my like page, I'm a little bit riskier with, but you'll see that there's very little Beachbody content on my personal page, very, very little. So in this 5-day forum, that's when I get to, be a little riskier and share, Shakeology recipes and share about the products and post a picture of me after I've done P90X3 or 21-day fix. So it sets up a great forum for sharing the products. But you have your people's attention in these groups. You're building trust with them. You are building value in yourself as a coach with them, helping them see that you are knowledgeable on the material that you're sharing with clean eating or really whatever free group you decide to do. But that is where they begin to see you kind of as an authority figure when it comes to health and fitness, and will be either ready to take the plunge with you right away, which today that happened with a couple of my people, or they'll know where to go when they're ready to make a commitment for a challenge pack. So let's break it down a little bit, and I'm going to get into the nitty gritty. I'm even going to pull up my Facebook page for some of this stuff, so bear with me as I screen share and everything. So I started with my group. I started one yesterday, and I kind of plan them out a month in advance. Actually, my calendar already has them planned out for the next 6 months. And when I do that, I look at the calendar, and for this month, for example, it didn't work out perfectly the way I look at it. I like to do them at the end of a month so that I get all my Success Club points at the beginning of the month. So I don't have to worry about it. I can work on my team, building my coaches that are under me. But this month, it didn't work out because of Memorial Day. Some people tried it, I think, on our team. But so I started yesterday. Like the month before, the last week of April kind of crossed over into the first week of May. And to me, that's perfect, because by then, you know what the specials are midweek. So you can introduce those specials to those people. And then by Friday, most of the time, I like to have my Success Club points. So think about how you can time it so that you get most of your Success Club points at the beginning of the month. That way you can focus on building your business a little bit more and helping the coaches that are underneath you. So every month, they need to be done every month. That's my next thing. I skipped 1 month. I've shared this before. And that month I managed okay. I think I had 10 Success Club points. This was back almost a year ago now. But then the next month is when I felt it. Like I hadn't, the relationships weren't built because I didn't have that good 5-day group. And I, like, the last day of the month hit Success Club 6, I think I got that month. And it ruined my track record. I already had like 3 or 4 months of hitting Success Club 10 in a row. So they need to be done every month. Very, very important. So my group started yesterday. So what I did in mid-May was I created my ad image. I'm going to screen share, try to show you that. Work, please. Okay. Is that not working? That's not working. Come on. I even practiced. Let's see. Okay, can you see it? Okay. So let me click here. Okay, yay, you can see it, right? Thumbs up, yeah. Okay, so I created my image and I try to make it attractive, not too messy. When I first started doing my groups, I included like a before and after picture from one of my previous 5 days so that people who are like, does she know what she's talking about? Can she really help me get to where I need to go? They could see that, I in fact have worked with people before by using the before and afters. But I'm to the point now where people know what I'm doing and they know that they're effective. So I try to keep them very clean. And I have started even doing them on my phone, which is awesome. Oh, I have lots of text. On my phone, on Rana or Rona, however you say it, RHONNA. And you can pick different formats. I have been doing a banner for my ad. And it's really awesome because then when I open my Facebook group, oh, look, I already have my banner for the top of my Facebook group. I'm not having to put together something else. So as you can see here, I'll click on mine. There it is. It's a banner. What you have to remember is that like you kind of have to keep the image squeezed together because the edges get cut off. So as you're designing it, make sure it stays to the middle. But keep it really clean. I make sure it says free on there so people see that. I have the start date listed, even though people will still ask, when does it start? Every single time. And then on there, sorry, going back to my notes. Okay, here's one thing. Do not spend hours doing these images. That is not going to build your business at all. So, keep it clean, keep it sweet, small. If you have a logo, you can stick it on there. That's probably what I'll be using for most of mine now because I have it. So it just seems easily. You want to put on with the words at the top, you want to make sure that you include that you're going to get a grocery list, 5 days of menus. You might want to put free, put the asterisk between so that Facebook doesn't hide your post by seeing the word free, something about Facebook, and they don't like you using it for advertisement. And then I put the average weight loss. And then I always include, if you refer a friend and they complete the challenge, you earn a Shakeology sample from me. But they have to complete the challenge. They need to follow the guidelines in order to earn that. And then it's only a max 1 per person. So if one person refers 6 people, that person who referred the 6 people can only earn 1 Shakeology sample. It doesn't hurt for them to refer a bunch of people because then, maybe only one of them will actually finish. So I'm not out a ton of Shakeology, but then right there, I have 6 new contacts. Also, I liked Andrea Stevens used this little quote at the bottom, please no coaches or anyone working with a coach outside of my team. And I love how she said that because I've had a lot of my coaches on my own personal team say, well, I can't join your group. I'm like, no, of course you can, especially like my discount coaches, they're always welcome. So but we don't want coaches from other teams joining. So that's, you know, obviously something we want to avoid. And then as they comment, I write, you know, feel free to share. Like as people were commenting, I was replying. When I first started, as they would comment, I would respond by tagging them. And that tag will push the your ad like back in people's news feeds. So reply with a tag of their name. So like right here, Andrea Williams, sign me up. So I'm not doing this anymore, and I'll tell you why, but in a second. But until really a couple months ago, I would reply Andrea Williams, tagging her, I'm so excited to have you. Or Andrea Williams, if you have a friend that you'd like to join, please let me know. I'm not doing it anymore because my numbers are so high that I don't want any more people at a certain point, but I did it really until a couple months ago. So I would highly, highly recommend that I at least go through and will like their post so that they could see that I have seen it. Let me go to, okay. Sorry, I skipped over all this. Timing of putting your post up. You can see here, I put it up May 24th, which was a Sunday at 7:45 p.m. And I buffered my post because I knew I was going to be at Bible study that night, so I couldn't be there to post it at that time. I buffered that post because I think Stephanie was the one who figured out that Sunday evenings are like money. I don't know why, but it kills me when I see people put up their ads at like on a Monday at 9 a.m. Maybe it would work sometimes, but hardly ever, really. There is no better time from my perspective as a Sunday evening. So put it up. It's because people have eaten their hearts out all weekend. They've been drinking, they've been out partying, they feel awful, and they're ready for some structure come Monday. So Sunday evening, to me, has been the perfect time. And I know Stephanie has felt the same way. So I put it up there. And you can put it up again, too. Like if you think maybe a lunch hour would work at one point, that's fine. I'm only putting it up Sunday evenings at this point. So please do not put them up at Friday night. No, never Friday night. People are out enjoying their weekend. So no Friday nights for sure. I think I read that was like the worst time to post really anything. It will get no traction. And really make sure that people know that they can go ahead and share the ad. I didn't hear, but I ended up getting 5 shares anyways. So, you know, people share but make sure you're checking those shares. Like you would have to click and see who is actually sharing it, because people then will comment underneath those and you don't want to miss those people. And make sure you friend request any new people up to a certain limit. You don't want to over friend request. So I haven't gotten in trouble with this. People tend to accept pretty quickly. If I'm a friend requesting right after they liked the post or they said, yeah, I want in, they're pretty quick to accept. So I haven't gotten into trouble yet. I know we need to be careful with that, sending out too many friend requests at one time. You could also comment and say, you know, please go ahead and friend request me. That's good too. I always say make sure to comment below so that, again, it's showing up in people's news feeds. Like, I don't want people messaging me saying, I want to join my group. I want to join your group, because then, first of all, for organizational purposes, it gets a little dicey. And then it's also not showing up. So as you see here, I said comment below to join the fun. Now, I always say I don't like tagging people unless they've asked to be tagged. Some people will put, you know, down below, you know, list their friends' names. Unless someone has asked, I wouldn't tag someone like in my comments or up here. Now, I had a couple girls the month before who said, yes, please make sure that you don't forget me in your next group. And so I see no problem like tagging those people down in the comments section. Okay, so then after I post here, I also post to my like page. I take the same exact post and put it on my like page because it might gain some traction from some different people. And it did this past month. One of my friends said she didn't see it on my personal page because who knows why Facebook is wonky. But she saw it on my like page, and once she started tagging her friends on my like page, that was like my most seen post to date, which is crazy because I paid for a post once. It's hard to get the initial comments on your like page, I feel like. But once people start commenting on your like page, then it just blows up for some reason. So what I am starting to do, what I will be doing next month, is going back to my old clean eating groups that I have not yet closed out. And before I even put it up on my personal page, I'm going to say in that old clean eating group, hey girls, I have a new clean eating group coming up. If you're interested in joining, please head over to my like page and comment on that post. And feel free to tag a friend. I just feel like the traction from that one post, it was so funny because there was like only 100 views. You know how you could see on your own like page. Not everyone has a like page. That's okay. I'm just talking to those of you who do. But you could see how many people have viewed it. And I went from like a 100 views up to like 3,000 somehow within a very limited time. I don't have 3,000 likes on my like page. So that means people were sharing it and others were seeing it. And it just, it had just this crazy effect. So before I put it on my personal page from here on out, I'm putting it on my like page, going back to my old clean eating groups that are still open. I closed some out. And then I'm saying, hop on over to my like page and comment on that and feel free to share. So that's just something I just figured out this month. So always learning. It can be the exact same post on your like page. So don't try to go crazy being creative, but always put it out there if you have a like page. Going back to the previous free challenge groups and mentioning is I think is key to collecting some people, because I feel like not everybody sees things. I've had multiple times where girls who have been with me like every month, who have even done 30-day groups, will be like, I didn't even see your ad. So you just never know who's seen it and who hasn't. So that's why I like to offer it to those people first. The next thing I do is did I not put it up? I did. I create an event after I've done it on my personal page. And the event, do you see? Look, my banner's already done. I'm not having to reinvent the wheel. And once I have all those people who have commented on my like page and my personal page, I personally invite them to my event. And as you can see, a lot of people joined the event. And then I had a lot of people that I didn't know. They saw that their friends were joining the event. There was tons of people that I don't know ended up joining, and then you can go in and friend request, or I think I wrote a couple times. If like I wrote it a couple times in the event, if we're not friends, you need to friend request me or I can't add you to the group. So always create the event that that seems to go viral as well. And make sure, I forgot to mention this, make sure that your ad on your personal page right here is public. So you should see the little world there. You do not want it to be friends or only me. So make sure that you can make that particular post public. My whole page is public, but it doesn't always go to public. So bizarre when I create ads, especially from Buffer. So I need to go back in and make sure that that's always public. Otherwise, people who tag friends, they won't be able to see the ad. And then I also make sure that the event is public. And you can do that in here. No, not there. I lied. I forget where it was. Right, it says it's public here, but I could help you if you can't figure that out. When you're creating, make sure that's public. As they say they're coming, their friends, like it shows up in their friends' feed that they're attending this event. And then they're like, hey, what's this? It's so funny to watch it happen because they show up in my feed like that. My friends are joining my event. And then there's always comments underneath like, I want to be part of that. So do the event. It's worth the effort. Over the course of the week prior to the start date. So for me, I started my group on Monday the 1st. Last week, I started messaging some people who had said that they were in. I've been using my phone a lot to record voice messages. I think it's very personal. You can write out what you're going to say and really just tweak it for each person. I think people enjoy hearing someone's voice rather than, I'm going to stop the screen share. No. Rather than seeing like words. I think it's better. So if you have an iPhone that you can leave voice messages, try doing that. And all I say is like, I'm so excited to have you in the group. I can't wait to learn a little bit more about you and what your goals are. Hopefully this will be an effective week for you, and hopefully you learn a lot. So something really short and sweet like that, and you'll be shocked how people are appreciative just to have someone reach out to them and feel cared about. I had one girl who actually had another coach, and I kept pushing her back to her coach, but she's like, Jenn, like there's a connection here like that I wasn't getting. This was before she's friends of a friend of a friend, and she kept coming to me, but after she actually told her coach what was going on, and her coach was like, yeah, go ahead, because her coach didn't do groups. Go ahead, it's fine, you can move over. But she like shared just how like my videos and voice messages like just meant the world to her, and I was just being her friend. I wasn't trying to sell her anything. She already had a coach. I never even intended for her to come to me, but like think about the impact that we have by building relationships with people. People want to be loved. They really do. And I see it more and more. So investing in them, sending out that personal message, I think that is probably the key to my success as a coach. So sometimes I wonder if it's for the menus, but then Stephanie has really encouraged me. It's like, Jenn, it's not in the menus. Hello. It's because you invest in people's lives. So really, if you take one thing away from today, just realize the impact that you can have on somebody's life. I find out some crazy things just from talking to people. They share things that, I can't even believe that they would share with me. So make the effort the week before to be reaching out with some sort of message. Keep those lines of communication open. So then I opened the private group the Thursday before. So last Thursday I opened it, and I already had up the guidelines, my sample snack list for people who need to do substitutions for Shakeology, and the grocery list. I try to keep it short and sweet. Like those are the only things that are up. So the group is very tidy and neat when they sign in. So they're not having to scroll through tons of stuff. Make it warm and inviting. So have a video that you put up introducing yourself, talking about you as a coach, how you got to this place where you are, how long you've been doing it, a little bit about your family. Let people get to know you. Let them feel comfortable with you. Make yourself vulnerable. So after I've added them, those are the only things that are in there. This past time, I did a Google Doc for the first time, and it's life-changing. I shared about it on Team Phoenix. So let me go back. I'll share the screen. And let's see if I can open it. Come on. Okay. So this was in my group. I scrolled down. This is my group right now. Here is my Google Doc. I'll open it up. In the Google Doc, it was a requirement that they fill it out in order to remain in the group. They had to do it. It's the one thing I asked for, besides pictures this time. But you can see right here what I have on it. This form is for my eyes only. It will be completely private. It is to help me better know how to help you reach your goals. Please fill out before Monday morning, as it is a requirement to remain in the group. I had them include their first and last name. This is so helpful, this next one. If you were referred to the group, who is it that referred you? Are you currently working with a Beachbody coach besides Jenn McNeil? And then I included that someone else on your team, because some of my coaches who are newer, I'm working with them closely, and they might have someone join my group, and that's perfectly fine. And then how many clean eating groups have you done in the past? This is kind of for me to start to gauge who my repeat ones are that don't move into a 30-day and try to figure out why that is. Then I put their measurements in. Yay! This is so awesome because I think it's just automatically stored their measurements, and this spits out into a spreadsheet, and there they are. And then at the end of the week, they're going to get another Google Doc where they record their measurements. And then I'll be able to easily compare. I'm so excited that I did this time. Megan has done them a little differently in the past. I think she didn't include the measurements before, and then last month the light bulb went off, and I'm like, why do I not put the measurements on there? So and then even their current weight, and then just describe their current fitness level, what are some of their specific goals for this 5-day. And all these questions help me when I go back and I'm having conversations with them. I could right away say, okay, I see you want to lose 20 pounds for your long-term goal. Well, how can we break that down, and what can we do for this 5-day? What would be a reasonable goal for this 5-day? And then what do you do for exercise? And I included the Beachbody workout program because if it's that, kind of gives me a clue if maybe they already have a coach too, and they're just not saying it. So I included that there. Walk, swim, run, bike, whatever, nothing at the moment. So I love the Google Doc. I highly, highly recommend it. If you don't know how to do it, it's so easy. I am not a techie at all. I didn't even research how to do it. I just kind of searched Google Doc, and then I played around and figured it out. But I know Kristen Ray said she did one recently, and she, for the first time, she said she just Googled how to create it's not a Google Doc, sorry, it's a Google form, which is a Google Doc, but she said how to create a Google form, and she said the directions popped right up, and it took her less than 10 minutes. And I wouldn't say either of us are wonderful with technology. So if you haven't done it before, give it a go this next time. I really do think for organizational purposes, it's life-changing. It spits out a spreadsheet. You can print it off. I can write notes right next to people's names.
This morning, did Chip tell you that?
So really, really awesome.
I think it was Tanner.
All right, let me see. Where am
Then
I?
he went back and started eating it.
Hey, Martha, you want to mute yourself?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You're right next to me, so I could see that you're not. Let's see. Who else? What else do I have? Okay, so messaging. Okay, be transparent. In my groups, let's see if I can get back into this. I post, I'm going to try to find it for you, kind of my testimonial, not detailed, but a little bit with my pictures somewhere at the beginning. Oh man, sorry, this group's really active. But at the beginning, I post my pictures so that they feel like, there they are. I just put a little proof of the importance of photos to mark progress. These are mine for a 9-month period. And people always love it. Because I'm not one that puts a lot of before and afters on my personal page, maybe once every 6 months. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. But I always put them up here so that they feel like, well, she's sharing, so I can share. So be vulnerable, be transparent, that it's tough for even you. Okay. I make sure everyone has their pictures and measurements by Monday at 8 a.m. or they get the boot, and I make that very clear. And I don't boot anyone out until I personally message them and say, well, it looks like it's not working out for you this week. I do these once a month. You're always welcome. And a lot of people will be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. It's not working out. The timing isn't good. And they're actually pretty understanding if you're kind about it. Here's what's so important to do. If they say, yeah, this timing is not working out, always mention that the 30-day or 21-day, however long you decide your group is available in a couple weeks. And you know what? You might like it better because it's more flexible. You're telling me that your work schedule is crazy. Well, there we provide menus and you get to kind of pick and choose and aim for the 90-10 lifestyle. I did that today because I had to boot 3 people, and 2 of them are buying a challenge pack tonight because they're like, perfect. That sounds so much better. You mean I get menus up front? And like to them, it just sounds so much less stressful than being on a strict 5-day plan. So always make that option, put it out there. And even if they don't say no, then at least they know that you do them in the future. But it never fails that I'll get at least one person each month from that. This month, I think it's going to work out even better. So always offer that as an opportunity. Post menus a day at a time. Do not give them up front. It's a very rare occasion. I have 150 people in my group right now for my 5-day. It is a very rare occasion that I give anyone the whole menu up front. And if I do, it's because they have like crazy allergies and we need to figure it out together. And I make them swear that they'll check in or I'll hunt them down. But they're all they're the ones that have those crazy allergies or things that, make it very difficult for them are pretty committed to being there because they're having to tweak that menu so much. But I did it for one person out of 150 this month. So do not give them menus ahead of time. They need to go up the day before and make sure people are checking in each day. And if they're not, you give them the boot for that too. So make sure you are consistently posting throughout the week. Motivation, like I do a couple a day, little motivational quotes, your daily check-ins, pictures of you participating with them in some form or fashion. So like this week, I just cannot do the 5-day perfectly with them, but there will be some meals that I participate with them with. And you better believe that I'm going to post my picture of my overnight oats when I do it, because it makes them feel like you're in it with them. It's so important. I also post sample workouts, which I know a lot of you do. Andrea Stevens put together some awesome ones for us to use. And then videos. Stephanie and I started doing this a few months back. We do a video a day, and it talks about different topics. So one might be on hydration. One will be on, withdrawal symptoms from sugar and how to overcome that and hang in there. And so we'll talk a little bit about something each day, the importance of fitness, integrating that into your lifestyle. And then on Thursday, we talk about why these groups are so effective and why they'd want to, continue doing a longer group with us. And it's because of the accountability, the encouragement. It's not just about a menu. I guarantee the people who were to take a menu and leave, they're not going to have as good of results. So we talk about how all these pieces kind of come together and make challenge groups effective and why they would want to be a part of a longer one. So those videos are awesome. You can, when you post videos or different things, do it from your phone so that you can tag all the members easily, especially when it's something that you don't want them to miss. I haven't had to do it for the check-ins, but some people do it for the check-ins. I mostly am doing it for videos, or I'll get into one other thing. Oh, I only have 5 minutes. Okay, so some things I started doing recently that have been really effective are these little mini challenges. If you go to my personal page today, sorry, I'm blowing up your personal feeds. I had people today for a chance to win a Shakeology sample. Not each person, one Shakeology sample. Post a picture on their personal page of one of their meals from today, and they had to tag me in it. And I'm just drawing one name for one little itty bitty Shakeology sample, but I think I have like 40 pictures on my page today. So that just brings awareness to other people. It kind of gives them a feeling like they're in control, kind of makes them feel coach-like, which in the end, that's kind of what we're going for. It works. It works more and more every month, I feel like. They kind of get excited. It's just the right form for that. I also will have them go to my like page and find a recipe. This will be happening on Wednesday or Thursday, or something that they enjoy on my like page, and they will have to share it to their personal page. This will bring awareness to my like page. This will bring awareness to others, what their friends are doing. So that one worked wonders for me getting likes last month. I think I got another 150 likes just from that one activity. So that's coming on Thursday. So if you see a lot of my like page stuff, I'm sorry. But then have them also make a meal and bring it to work and share it with a coworker. Have them take a picture of themselves with their meal and post it to their personal page, tag me in it. These are all little things that just bring awareness for what they're doing, making them feel a little bit in control. I like people to feel empowered. And I think that brings on like a feeling of almost like they're coaching their friends along. So that was another one. Around Wednesday, you'll have the feel for your diehards, and that's when I personally start inviting people to the group. I start with a compliment, like, you've done great posting pictures of your meals this week. You know, you're really on fire. I see a lot of passion in you. Would you ever consider trying a 30-day group, which incorporates Shakeology and an amazing fitness program, and it has the same sort of group setting? Don't be surprised if they say no, but don't be surprised if they say yes too, because if you're facilitating this great group environment, there's a good chance they're going to want more of it. If not now, then later. Even if they say no throughout the month, go back and check in with them from time to time. See how they're doing with their personal life, and when they're ready, they'll know who to come to. Okay, within that group, I'm running out of time. On Thursday in my group, I'll be posting an ad for my 30-day, and I'll say I have X amount of spots. So I have 8 spots left available, whatever. And I oftentimes will offer an incentive if they order by Saturday. So I might do a drawing for a $25 gift card from all my people. I take all those people who were maybes, put them in another Facebook group, and that's my promo group. And then I will, draw a name from those people. One name, if I'm selling 15 challenge packs or 10 to 15 challenge packs at $25 isn't a big deal. Give them that time limit. I feel like children in a classroom setting, they need those expectations set out there, like, you need to order by this date. Don't be scared to continue to follow up with people, even if they're a no. For future challenge groups, leave them open for a while at least so you can advertise with your new challenge group. And I am going to be out of time, and I talked so much. I will take questions on the Team Phoenix page. You can ask away. Really, for me, this is the most important thing that I've ever done in the business besides building my coaches up. So I can't give you enough advice on letting you know how important it is that you're doing these behaviors. So I hope that you learned something, a little something. I know a lot of it was review, but it's all really important. So, and since there's no time, I'm going to end, and I will head over to Team Phoenix page, and you can ask questions there. Thanks for coming tonight, ladies.